Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Alex, and if you're new here, just to get you up to speed, I'm a 35-year-old woman. I live with my partner. We have no children currently. I'm currently on a bit of a debt payoff journey. I talk about savings. I have got a stocks and shares ISA. I have got pension, which I may update you on in this video. I haven't got a full update, so I'm not sure if I will actually. Sorry, all of that to say, this video in particular is going to be on my stocks and shares ISA, and I'm going to cover December and January. Also, I'm not sure if I'm going to include it in this video, but today I have got my car MOT, which is in the town that has NatWest Bank, and I'm going to take my penny jar and empty that. It might be included in a separate video, I'm not sure yet, but that will be part of my debt payoff. We'll see how much is in there. I had been tracking it up until a certain point, then some money got taken out, and then I put more in and haven't updated the tracker, so I'm actually not sure how much is in there. But NatWest Bank have got one of these like coin counting machines, and it's free, so to use you can just pay it straight into your bank account. That you give, it comes out with a little receipt, you take it to the counter and then they pay that amount into your bank account for you, which is the main reason I've kept a NatWest bank account. Anyway, the reason that you're probably here is for the investment portfolio, so we'll get into that now. So in the month of December I made two deposits. First one was for £33, and I think that was probably to make it up to a certain amount at that point, and I didn't take any screenshots so I couldn't tell you. And then on the 31st of December I paid in £100. I think like obviously December is quite a spendy month, so I think I just probably put that £33 in because that's probably what I could afford at the time, and then when payday hit I probably put in £100, which is what I tried to do. I tried to put £100 roughly in each month to try and stay consistent with the savings, but also hopefully it shows you that you don't need hundreds to deposit every month. You can just put little in regular and often as and when you can. Also, if you're new here, you may not know, but I use the Trading 212 platform. They have got a referral on at the moment, but it's something to do with their signing up for their debit card. I'll save a link in the video. I personally have never taken out their debit card, so I couldn't tell you how good that is, or you know, whether it's worth doing, but if you have a look at the sign up, you can make a decision for yourself. Also on that, I must also mention that I am not a financial advisor, and this video is just for entertainment purposes, so please do your own research on any investments that you do make. So that's the deposit. So in total, Train 212 now I've updated their app so you can see how much you've deposited in total, and this figure does this is for January and December, so it includes up to then. So that was £885 and 5 pence is how much I've deposited. I'm not sure how the 5 pence come about. It might include dividends actually, come to think of it. So that's how much I've put in total, but the value is a lot higher. I unfortunately don't have a screenshot because it's now February when I'm filming this, and I had made a deposit, so I don't. I know it's ticked over to the 1,000 mark, just, and then if I include the deposit, in February it does obviously include that. So I think I'm on like £1,040. And I haven't put as much in February, and I'll explain that in February's update video. But hopefully you can see like the growth there. So obviously if the deposits are only £900 and the value is £1,000, obviously it has grown quite a bit. I'll probably go through what I invested in those months. So on the 2nd of December, I actually sold Zim integrated shipping, and that was £102 and 20 pence. And that was because it had been quite volatile for quite a while. So I'd waited until the value had gone back up. I'd made money on this one. Oh, and also because I've got it in the stocks and shares ISA, it is tax free, so I don't need to worry about paying any tax on any growth that I make. Because in the UK we have something called an ISA, so you can have a cash ISA or a stocks and shares ISA. And currently you can invest £20,000 into an ISA, so you could have that in a mixture of cash or stocks and shares, but come the new financial year that will change. I think the limits are changing to £8,000 in a cash ISA, and the rest you'd have to put in stocks and shares. So some people might be new to investing because for that reason, so it might be a reason why you're watching my channel. So hopefully you can see how simple and easy it is to do. So yeah, I sold down Zim because I felt they were getting a bit volatile. The value had actually risen back up, and I had waited until there's like a dividend cut-off date, so you have to hold the share until the dividend date, but then they'll pay you, it might even be like a month or so after, so you'll see that when I come to the dividend update. But so on the 2nd of December I sold that. If you haven't seen already, I use the Trading 2, if you haven't seen my videos already, I use the Trading 212 app, and you can create pies. Obviously the pie, like in maths, has to add up to 100%. And I've got one that's called an American pie with all the American stocks in it, and I've got one called the British pie which has British stocks in it. And I can't remember the exact percentages, but I think I've got like some that are on 20%, some that are on 15%, some that are on 25%. I'll be honest, I've only been doing this for a short time, so I may look at changing the percentages of those in the future. But I'm not sure yet. I haven't thought about it enough. Anyway, back to what I bought. So on the 2nd of December, I bought £3.31 in AbbVie, £3.31 in Apple, £5.47 in Caterpillar, £1.73 in Meta Platforms, and £1.20 in Tempest AI. And then the following day, so the 3rd of December, I bought £81.33 into the Vanguard FTSE All World Accumulation Fund. So my portfolio is made up of like the 2 pies that I just said, but the majority of it is in this Vanguard FTSE All World Fund. So I tried to put a small amount into the pies, and then the bigger lumps go into the All World. So the pies are what I would call my dividend growth, and the FTSE All World, because it's an accumulation fund, it'll just keep any dividends that it would pay out would just keep accumulating. So that is for growth. That's like what I would call a growth fund. And like I said, the rest of the portfolio is dividend driven. Hopefully that makes sense. On the 3rd of December again, I put in £1.51 in Tempest AI, £1.98 in MetLife, £1.37 in AbbVie, and £1.71 in Apple. Then I must have had some dividend income because at a random amount, on the 11th of December, I put £1.54 in Vanguard FTSE All World Accumulation Fund. By the way, if you can hear like scratching, that is my kitten. He likes to bury his food, or like in his world, bury his food. Like he just paws next to it. On the 18th of December, I put the £33 into the Vanguard FTSE All World Fund. And then on the 31st of December, so that must have been when I paid the £100 in, I put £2.25 into BAE Systems, £1.95 into the Sage Group, £1.59 into BP, £1.55 into Rio Tinto, £1.34 into British American Tobacco, £84.48 into the Vanguard FTSE All World, £1.33 into Apple, £1.47 into Caterpillar, £3.50 into Tempest AI. And then in January, I put £1.74 into MetLife, £3.95 into Apple, £2.03 into AbbVie, £3.41 into Meta Platforms, £1.21 into Caterpillar. And then the 9th of January, so I must have done this like later in the day, because I'm thinking that I put that first list I've just mentioned was my American Pie. And then on the 9th of January, money went into my British Pie, so I'm thinking I must have done it later in the day when the stock market in Britain had closed. So £2.19 into Aviva, £1.53 into HSBC, £1.42 into the Sage Group, £1.72 into BP, £1.85 into British American Tobacco, and £54.32 into the Vanguard FTSE All World Accumulation Fund. So, oh yeah, and on that, sorry, if you do make investments outside of the stock market timings, it will just sort of sit there until the market opens, and it will invest like the moment the market opens. Hope that makes sense. So on to what I actually made in dividends. So it seems that I only had a payout in December. I didn't have any dividends at all in January, so it is just December's. So on the 3rd of December, I had 7p from BAE Systems. On the 8th of December, I had Zim Integrated Shipping, and they paid me £1.23, and this is what makes up the bulk of the dividends. And you're probably thinking, why on earth did you sell it? But like I said before, it was quite volatile for a fair few months. There was a dividend coming in, but they were reducing, I think they reduced the dividend payment slightly as well. So that might have been the reason for the price falling. But I don't know, it just felt a bit too volatile for me. So I just waited until it went back up, sold, and also waited for the dividend date, because I did want to get the dividend. And thankfully it was still up after the, I think they call it the ex-divvy date. It was still up by that point, so that's why I sold then. I may go back into it in the future, but at the moment it's not something that I'm thinking about. I haven't looked at the price of it since, because it's out of my portfolio. I don't go back and have a look and think, oh, what if? Like, that's pointless doing that. It doesn't help you at all. On the 9th of December, I had 14p paid to me from MetLife. On the 18th, I had 8p from HSBC. On the 19th, I had 16p from BP. And the 23rd, I had 1p from Meta Platforms. So in total, in December, I was paid £1.69 in dividends. I didn't record any interest. I'm not sure if I did get a couple of pence here and there. I didn't write it down, which was silly of me. But if I've ever had like any excess pennies left over, I do try and incorporate that into when I buy. I mean, you have to make a minimum of £1 investment into stocks, and Trading 212 does allow you to buy fractional shares, so that's kind of handy. There are other platforms out there that I've since tried that don't allow you to do that, and I'll probably talk about that more in my pension update. I'll probably not give you the pension update at this point, because there is a small update, but I think I'll have a bigger one for you in a few days' time, which I can include in a future video. Anyway, I am off to get my car MOT'd. I had plans to take you along with me and probably do a bit of a vlog, because it's in my hometown actually, not in my current town, so I feel like that probably would have been safe to film there, but it's pouring with rain, and I think trying to navigate with a camera and with a coat on and with an umbrella or my hood up, it's going to be a nightmare, so I won't do that. But I am going to film me emptying this in the bank. You'll probably see that in the next video. I'm hoping to get a bit of filming done today. So yeah, hopefully if you are new here, you've liked what you've seen and you like what might be coming up, so please do consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, see you later. Bye.